Hello, 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 hello,
Hey,
hello.
hey.
Hello.
Hey, hey, my friends, my learned friends. How are we?
Well,
What's going on,
how's it
ladies?
going?
Feels like it's been a while. But it hasn't been that long, but it does feel like it's been a long time
It does, yeah.
since we've really spoken, but it's not really been that long.
No, that's true.
Nope.
I think there's just so much going on, actually.
It
I
seemed
feel
like a
like
long
it's just
time,
so much
yeah.
going on that, it feels like a long time because there's a lot going on.
A lot
I think.
happening,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely.
how are we doing?
All good. All
Yeah.
good. Yeah. How about you?
Not bad.
Nah, man, I was saying that that's what I'll tell you this not off screen, but I'm the happiest I've been in a long time. And
Ooh.
it's coming. I had a hospital appointment yesterday, all clear, and it's
Oh, good.
directly linked to stress.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm happy, everything's setting itself back, but
Yeah.
it's difficult to stay happy in a system that's designed to keep you frustrated. Do you know what
Yes.
I mean? To keep you
Yeah.
struggling or in poverty or into
Yeah.
hardship. Like
Yeah.
there are
I
people that
know.
I know that are working are like, I'm earning the most money I've ever earned in my life, but it still don't make no difference because of this cost of living increase.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on, and you got to just keep yourself happy. And what I love now about being on the road and working with Just Diva Choice and just doing it fully as well. I'm doing what I love.
That's what I'm about to say,
I'm
yeah.
looking after my mum, who I love.
Yeah.
And Charlie witnessed one piece of argument between me and her the other day. But that's my homie. You understand what I'm saying? So I love
Yeah.
being around her. I love that I've got the honor of being able to still have her
Yeah.
in my life and to look after her.
Yeah.
But she can be hard work sometimes, boy, seriously. But
Hey,
But we love
listen.
her.
I mean, that's my homie, you know what I mean? But
I get
It
that,
was
love. Note that even though she's your mom and you're both adults, so of course you're gonna have disagreement. But you know what?
of
It is
course.
actually it's a blessing being able to have her in your life like that, and the relationship that you have, I think is beautiful.
well,
Yeah.
she can be
But
and
just to add
full.
on to that as well, I think that we're in a season where like creating your own little destiny is just so crucial. And as you say, what really is for me as well is the same thing where I feel I'm the happiest I've been because I'm in charge of my own destiny in a way. It's like I
Right.
create my own, and
Mm.
it's a beautiful feeling. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
no, definitely.
commend you.
Doing what you love, and one piece of dancing we put down everywhere we go. So whenever we go,
I know.
there's going to be some kind of partying. So do you know what I mean?
I know.
Hang on, let me just get my
Oh,
other phone.
God.
So yeah, I have been through some really challenging periods in my life, and definitely have been. Good evening, Angela. Angela Sinclair says, "Hi, ladies. Have a good show."
Thank
Um,
you.
Good
there's
evening,
definitely
Angela. Thank you.
some real challenging periods, and I don't know what it is, but for me, whenever I hit a milestone birthday, something changes. So I think
Mm.
turning 50,
Mhm.
something has definitely shifted inside of me. It's really difficult to explain, but I'm dedicated to having a good life,
Mm.
enjoying myself, being the best version of myself. I mean, to sit here and say that I don't have a dark side, I'm always going to have a dark side.
Everyone
Um,
Yeah.
does.
I'm just not going to put myself in positions where it can get drawn out easy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because I know I'm always going to be that girl with the throw hand. If you attack me, I'm going to throw hands. If you physically attack me, that is, I will defend myself. So, and I will, and like watching my mum the other day when she wanted to hit someone with her stick. My mum's 75 and she still wants to beat people with her stick. So that's where I get it from. My mum remembers how mum used to either, and she never used to allow people to ramp with us either. So my mum's been outside barefoot defending her kids. Don't get it twisted. Fire and that spirit I get from her. So I think I'm always going to be the type of woman that is aggressive. But what's the whole full story backstory? Because we've got to talk about Ginger J. I don't. Before we go into that, let me just say good evening, people. Thank you for joining us. And also, I want to say a massive thank you to all of you that booked to showcase with us at Compressor House. Now, I'm going to be honest with you lot about this event. Natalie bidded for an opportunity to showcase at Compressor House. It's newly refurbished. It's right off the London City Airport runway, so you can see the runway on the docks. You can see the water. It sounds really lovely. I haven't even seen it yet, but Natalie bidded for it, and then we got it. We have to self-fund to put it on because all we've got is the venue, so we have to self-fund to put it on. But still, to get a luxurious venue like that to be able to put on your event, and I think it's going to be at the same time as the Royal Docks Festival. So there's going to be lots of people in the area that
that's really good.
Eyes off of. So it's a really vibrant, blessed time to be
in
that particular area. So Natalie bidded for it, and Jigger's here. Does that mean you're not going to come next week, Jigger?
Maybe not.
Hello, love.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm there.
Hello.
Huh? What's that?
Does that mean you're not going to come next week?
Maybe not. I'm not too sure. So yeah, go on.
Oh man, that's going to throw off the balance. Anyway, yeah. So what was I saying now? See, this is just a free for all. Everyone just does what they want. No one listens to me. No one reads me. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, nice to see you, Jigs. So anyway, so I was saying, it's Charlene's birthday that week. So we had always planned to try and do something because it's 3 years remission. Whoop, whoop. It's birthday. Whoop, whoop. So we got to something nice. But then they gave us the house to use the day before her birthday. So it kind of grounded us. Plus my mum's waiting on some health information as well. So it might be better to just travel at the end of the year. Anyway, so now we're doing this compressor house that Natalie bidded for. And in my mind, I don't know the area. It sounds secluded, but then once I'd done my research, and I was like, okay, so the festival's going on in at the same time. The Newham buildings around it, you know what I mean? Like, so all the staff in the Newham building are going to be in that area. So all right. And then I was like, in my head, like, we ain't got much time because it's been slow communication. So I can't put out information to the public or our vendors until we've got certain confirmation from the place. So I was like, we ain't got much time, and we've got to sell vendor space, and we've got to try and promote it and get people there. Oh, it's going to be hard. When I say the universe said, is it really? Why do you keep praying to me if you have...
Right.
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
The universe, is it really? Within 2 days, 25 stands sold. We've got 5 stands left, which I don't think is going to be an issue to get rid of.
No.
So now our focus is to get people outside the surrounding areas. I think we'll be all right with the footfall and everything that's going on in the area. But I also want everyone to come out and promote the wonderful, come and support, come and take a leaflet. Even, there's been some times where people have said to me, I've got £0, but take your card. And they take your card and they do contact you when they've got their pounds. So just come out. So it's free to look. Do you know what I mean? Just come out and let's just start to network. It should be really good. Quincy's going to be hosting a 45-minute panel discussion with some successful entrepreneurs. The Federation for Small Business have agreed to come and give a small talk. Open London said that they may see what they can do, like to come in, because there's like different grants and different accelerator programs that are out there for small businesses. So I'm trying to get all these people in the building so that we can, yes, it's good to make money, but your network is your net worth. So start to have, different people. I'm on this accelerator course because I've got a decent kind of network of people that want to support me and that want to like open doors. So I got onto the accelerator course. I can now invite these people from the accelerator course to come in and see if they can help anybody else. So I'm now really excited. I was worried about it at first because I was like, so I'm in
no need to worry, love.
Yeah, but you just don't. And I just want to say a massive thank you to our Black Excellence vendors, man. Just like our No Bravado crew, they ride hard. Yeah, they do, man. I love them. So thank you so much. We're gonna have a great day. Thursday, the 25th of September, at the Compressor House in the Royal Docks, in conjunction with the Royal Docks Originals Festival, from 4 till 9 p.m. So we will have music by our Jigs here and hosted by Quincy. Sorry?
Remember to tell them it's not the originals, the gangster ones that mash up the things. Yeah. The proper originals.
Right, yeah, you just did it for me. But I'm looking forward to it. I think going on to our topic with Ginger J, I haven't even lined up the show.
Can I just
Bella, what do you know about it?
Do you know? I've not really seen the full clip of it. I've just seen the responses. I really haven't seen the original as yet. So I'm still interested. Yeah, I've not had a chance to see
the original in No Bravado.
I think it was.
I think it was.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
I've been so busy with the 25th.
Yeah.
That I was like, you look at the clock, I've got time. I look at the clock, I've got time. I've got no bottle in an hour. I haven't eaten. I haven't showered. I didn't even get to line up the show, but with you lot, we could just be natural, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's been a busy day as well for me. I've been working all day, so yeah.
All right. I'll do that in a minute. Full clip. See if anyone can find it for me, please. And just WhatsApp it to me. WhatsApp it to my Diva Choice phone. Let me see if I can find it as well. But I wanted to show the full clip because I don't know.
You seen the full? There must be another clip in it. There's a longer clip, isn't there?
There's a longer clip. There's clips where he's doubled down on what he's saying.
Yeah, there's a long clip where he kind of he says there's a reason before what saw, there's a reason.
Yeah, that's the apology.
Yeah, no, this is before the apology. He's saying, look, there's if you watch the whole thing, it's in context to a statement. It's not just me saying I hate people.
He was saying that he was triggered by the question that, like, the guy, one of the guys.
Someone said you must not hate, you must not like your mum. Sorry to cut you.
That was afterwards. That was the apology afterwards. There was a thing before that, wasn't there? So he said, "Oh no." And like I said, when you're online, so sometimes you watch these things and think, are they clickbait? Is it someone just trying to get some extra views or something?
Yeah. Well, you made me think, Trish. We talked briefly earlier on. Is that when people go on and do those type of shows, it's like they're only showing. Are they showing the whole thing, or are they only showing where he's flipped, which is what people are going to be drawn to? Is the fact of what he said, not what's said beforehand.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he's not writing what he's saying. He's got issues. And what, especially with what Dingo said as well, one of the ladies in the group. Yes, the guys then didn't they weren't backing him, but at the same time, nobody went and said to him, no one shut him down. Nobody shut him down. They were all saying their things separately, and that's a problem that I have with most black men. It's all good and well saying things afterwards, but you don't see none of them saying, "Yo, bruv, you've gone too far." Like, do you know what I mean? None of them. They just sat there, I'm not to do with me kind of thing. Or one of them said, "You took it too far, bruv, when you go for a woman and their hair, like you went too far." But you didn't say that when you were saying it, was you? Everyone was just sitting there just laughing. And that's my problem.
I still haven't seen the full thing, so it's hard for me to comment. But
I'm trying to find it. One sec.
Yeah, but I think that
I know I've got it in here, but I just ran out of
triggering people because we get triggered by all of this, and I do feel like it might just be, as you said, rightfully, Shar, is that they're not showing the whole thing, and it's just like focusing on one small bit of it, just
on one clip, yeah.
So, yeah.
Gary, have you got it anywhere?
I'm gonna try and find it. I'm gonna try and find it.
But it's there's also another clip where behind the scenes, and then once again he's still shouting and cussing and cursing and so forth, and not one person is
what he's saying,
right, and not one person saying to him, "Bruv, shut! What are you talking about? You're being disrespectful now." Nobody, and he went in even worse, I think, than on the show backstage. What black men call him a black person? What I can't say disrespect. I can't beat my own mind because I'm a black person. Not making things easier for himself.
This is the clip.
You want no? Here's why I don't date black women. Listen to me when I'm talking to you lot.
I'm listening.
Because you lot don't like to listen. I don't date black women because you don't like to get put in your place. And when you get when you get put in your place, you think you got taught like a man.
That's why they were cheating on you then.
You're not men.
That's why they were cheating on you.
Stay in your place.
Cheated on you multiple times.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I know. And that's why I'm never going to be in your proper ever again. Yeah, I'm not with black women because you don't like to get put in your place.
Apologies.
Listen. Apologies where?
Apologies.
Oh wait, wait. Did she just shoot? Did she just shoot? So where's your hair? Where's your hair? Where's your hair?
Once you talk about black women's hair, you're on your own, my guy. You're on your own. I was with you. Like, he's allowed to have a preference. You know, he's trying to talk about how she's held him down and picking up his Asian queen. But the moment you went for the hair, my guy, you was on your own. You're gonna have to deal with it. Yeah. You're gonna have to deal with this by yourself, my brother.
Take off your head. Where's your hair?
You're triggered.
Where's your hair? I'm triggered. I said I was triggered. Did I not say I was triggered? Where's your hair?
No.
Where's your hair?
Where's your hair?
Show me your hair.
No. He's pressed. He's pressed.
Take off your eyelash. Take off your eyelash.
You're pressed.
Take off your makeup.
You're pressed because you got cheated on 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait for it. And I'll bring my natural hair Indian woman in here now.
And then what?
She looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on your blonde.
But the crowd was silent. The crowd was silent.
Fake hair.
The crowd was silent.
Nah, that you want to no. Here's why I don't date black women.
All right.
Okay.
Courtesy of the Shade Borough, thank you for that. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw this flash up and I purposely scrolled past it because I think, like I was saying to you guys earlier, when you turn 50, milestone birthdays, it happens to me, and each time it's different. So when I was 30, I was loving the skin that I was in, and I thought I did everything in your stride. That's how I was when I was 30. 40, it became a little bit more serious. 50 is serious.
Yeah.
And I'm beginning to realize that what you focus on is what you get more of. And I think a couple of people have inboxed me and was like, be careful not to get into the trap of black men hate black women in no bravado, because there's many healthy relationships out there. There's many black men that love black women and many black women that love black men. So let's not get into the trap of perpetuating negative sort of all the time, the broken pieces of us, when there's a lot to celebrate.
Positive,
and in terms of wanting to be more positive, attract more positivity in my life, I don't want to keep focusing on what is wrong with us and start looking for positive reinforcements. So I purposely scrolled past this shit, but then it landed up in it ended up in No Bravado, and then obviously it became a conversation, it became a topic, and I had to give my views. So now, after seeing it, Bella, what do you think?
Well, you know, first of all, I just would not rise to that. I just wouldn't rise to that. And that's the first thing as well. Is like, I'm just not into, that's just really low thinking. I'm just not into rising to, if I was in that room and he's having that conversation, honestly, I'll just see him as an idiot and I wouldn't even rise to that. That's just me. So getting triggered by that, I refuse to get triggered by something like that, because he's talking rubbish. And but at the same time as well, as I do think that we all need to check ourselves as well, because how much longer, and it's like we're willing to continue doing this kind of thing. It's like,
right.
Personally, when he hit on the hair thing, I'm embarrassed. I'm actually embarrassed with the girl, because I just think that we need to stop. We need to stop giving people these opportunity, or whether it be a black man or whoever it is, the opportunity to actually cuss us like that. Because I think that we are so much better than all of this. I really do. And it is a shame to see that they're having this kind of debate and conversation as well, in wherever they had it. I just think it's really quite embarrassing. That's how I feel. I feel embarrassed. I feel embarrassed for him, for his mama, for her. But I really do. I just think it's embarrassing.
Did you?
I feel embarrassed for his mama, because if that was my child, no, seriously, I'd be so embarrassed.
Right, Gary, go on.
Did you see the second video? The one where people must have come for him. Like, he must have been getting killed on the internet, and then he don't apologize. He was just cussing, saying, "How dare people talk about I don't love my mother?" He went off with the whole thing, and I said, sometimes it just gets to a stage where, and that's what I said. When you're online or you're a social media or you're running a podcast, yes, it may be. Say what you want to say, but be aware that people are going to come for you. People are going to disagree with you, and if you get a viral moment,
do you know what it is? I think black women are the most unprotected species on this earth,
right?
And people are used to coming for us, and no one bats an eyelid. So when Will Smith clapped, what's his name, Chris Rock on stage, for talking about his wife, it was uproar, and like enough people were like, "Come on, Will," because he stood up for his black wife, and then it kind of flipped on his head once it was all kind of picked apart. But at first everyone was like, because don't chat shit about my wife, and no one stands up for us. So enough black women were like, come on, Will, we're for it. But now it's getting to a stage where people we're standing up for ourselves. We're standing up for ourselves collectively, and other people are like, come on, this is ridiculous. Like, no. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think he expected to get the lashing.
Backlash.
No, I thought
I expect to get it. He's cussing. Take off your eyelash. And like you said earlier, Charlene, what was the guy doing before? But when it started to get hot, I'm not with you. The moment you come from the black woman's hair, the moment you do this, the moment you do that, do you know what I mean?
But
then you separate yourself from throwing the bus.
Exactly.
But part of that was him playing to the camera. If people can't see that, part of that is playing to the camera. Take off, trying to be funny. Take off your eyelid. So part of that. That's what I'm saying. A lot. I would say 60% of that was him playing to the camera.
But it's the level of disrespect. How can you be so disrespectful?
And
everyone wears.
Hold on, I can't. Yeah.
Everyone wears the weaves and eyelashes.
No. It's not everyone wear all of that.
Not everybody.
It's not everyone that wear all that.
All races wear extensions and eyelashes.
Sorry. What I mean, all races wear it. That's sorry. It's not every single person. Obviously, not every single person wears it because Charlie clearly hasn't got a weave on. I'm saying all races wear it. Like every culture. Every culture wears, like even Susanna Reid is on TV, GMTV this morning with hers in talking about her extension or her. So everyone wears it. Most people and most women at some time put eyelashes on. It's not a new phenomenon. It happens. So for me, I think he was trying to be funny and kind of get the kind of stand up thing, but the way he went. It wasn't funny.
Didn't work out for him.
It didn't work for him.
Yeah.
It didn't
but
work
as well,
we're done being the butt of everyone's jokes.
Right.
But it's a level of disrespect. Like I cannot even believe that a man can be that disrespectful to a woman and rightfully, as a lot of women are actually saying, and he's got a black mother as well. I'm sorry, that level of disrespect to even utter those kind of things is like, really? And it just shows his lack of brought up. See, if you ask me, that's what we'd say in Jamaica. It's like his lack of the way he was brought up, I guess, was just not right. Because honestly, that level of disrespect, I can't even understand. Honestly,
but even on the show and behind the scenes. He still carried on. Like I said, there's only one guy that kind of put his arm around him from behind, like when we say to calm down, but nothing else. Everyone, and the thing is, like I said, I just find that, as Trisha says, us black people, majority of our own race, as women, we don't get defended, even from our own black people. And if for him to say, majority of men, don't defend our own race. We have got to defend ourselves. And him saying about his Asian black queen, so what? She don't wear eyelashes. She don't wear. Come on, does she not wear makeup? Or all black people only wear makeup? Come on.
Only black people wear makeup only. So, all right, let's go through the comments. But before we do, let me because there's a few things I want to whiz through with you guys. Angela St. Clair said, have a good show. We read that. Juliet G says, good evening, or good evening, Juliet. Davina Caborn says, good evening, or good evening, Sugar Plum. Renee says, hi, all. This is hard to watch or even listen to, and I feel embarrassed too, Bella. Whenever we stand up for ourselves, we get labelled as aggressive and a typical angry black woman, says Sabina Kaur. Yes, it's Sabina Caborn, Sabina's daughter, I believe. In the backstage video, he said he didn't like how his mum moved. So why would he date women like his mother? He has mummy issues, hasn't healed, and is projecting. Now, so it just speaks to a deeper issue. Like we said, if it is that he hasn't got mummy issues, because I was having this conversation with Natalie yesterday, and Natalie was saying, like, you think we want to be single mums? A lot of the time we take a lot of heat because you don't like the way that we move, but we're just left alone to do it, and it kind of robs us of our, no one wants to be aggressive, but when you're being mum, you're being dad, you're having to stand up for them, you're having to run to football, you're frazzled, you're having to do this, you're having to do that. Doing it on your own robs you of your soft mum experience. And it's actually quite sad. So, and nobody signs up for that. But if the relationship breaks down, why does it have to break down with the kids and the dad? The dad can still come and see the kids. So a lot of it is due to lack of male kind of figures growing up in the house, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if mum's got to do everything, and then mum's got to discipline you, mum's got to defend you, and it is in quite a tense way, I think it's unfair to be called aggressive, because again, we've got no protection. So we're out here protecting ourselves as well as everybody else. So when you stand up for yourself, then you're aggressive. I have a whole theory on it. And I did put it in the group. Basically, I think that the more I study is the more I realize that the black woman's femininity holds a lot of spiritual power. So it makes sense that they strip us of our femininity, replace it with us being called masculine, don't protect you, so you've got no time to tap into that because you're constantly firefighting. To me, it makes 100% sense. So
I'll just send you a video. I've actually just sent you something. My cousin sent that to me, and it was actually very similar conversation. And this is actually a black man talking about the reason why black men are actually considered more attractive by all women, in compared to why black men are actually seen more attractive than black women. And again, it has to do with the whole and when he break it down, it was like, whoa, really interesting, because because of a black man's physical appearance, and of course the whole idea of man being really strong and all of that. So the black man is seen because he's he looks like that, being very attractive. While on the other hand, a black woman, well, she's, as you said, we've been on our own. We've actually, and obviously we're just physically we're not the same as others, and we tend to be, our structure is actually different. But because of what we've been through as well in our experience, as you've just said, it makes us a little bit more. And it's not masculine. And that's the thing. And that's what it's that misjudgment that it's actually masculine. It's really not. It's just that we're strong, and we've had to be strong. And as a matter of fact, if we weren't strong, these men would not be here. Like, let's face it. It's like we're actually the ones who give birth to black men. But if of everything that we've gone through, think about any other race actually going through what we've been through and still be able to do what we've done.
We've done, absolutely. But can I play? I'm not going to say devil's advocate because I don't like the term.
Can I say one thing before that?
Yeah,
and not to disgrace any of you. And I called a black girl aggressive on Saturday. I was thinking back to that. I was like, oh,
you called a black girl what?
Aggressive on Saturday, and I didn't mean.
Why?
I don't know,
because sometimes black women are aggressive. Let's not act like
they're not exactly.
And it was like. And she was a very young girl. She's probably about 18, 17, 18, 19. And I was DJing at a party, 18-year-old party. So I was playing some music, and then I played Candy because someone asked for it, so I'm playing it now. So now, as all DJs, I should say, not all DJs, but 99.9% of DJs do when we play Candy, we mix it and we play it, and then everyone's trying to get shuffled to get in the right position. Then quarter of the way through, we stop it and say, all right, people, get it. The girl came run over. Oh, hey, how can you cut it so quick for? Stop it. Put my leg. Calm down. Let's see what's happening on first. And I said, okay, everyone line up with it. And she goes, oh.
Really?
But
is that aggression or is that just overhype youth?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
And that's what I'm thinking to myself. I called her aggressive. I said, babes, you don't need to be so aggressive. We're here to have a good time. You know what I mean? Let's calm down. But I called her aggressive. Now, I don't know if that is something inside me that's negative or... But I didn't see it as a black... It wasn't a black woman thing. It was just like, someone come over to me, run up their mouth. If I could, I was going to slap him, shut up. You don't know what I'm doing. Type thing.
No. I think, all right, let me try and explain the difference. Some of it's going to involve me going into my court case, so here goes. But when I was at work, the main issue that they had with me is that I didn't come to the pub. I didn't want to go to their 50th celebrations because my mum had just come out of hospital from almost dying. And I kind of just kept myself to myself. And that was deemed as aggressive. So in court, I said, well, how is that aggressive? In one point, you say that I am polite and courteous. So where does the aggression come into it? Is it when I disagree with something, or if I say no to something? Is that where the aggressive part comes in? No one had no real answers. So then there was a black man that was my manager that I got on really well with, who confirmed many a time that the company was racist and that what I was experiencing was racism. But it was that same black man that got up on that stand and threw me under the bus hard, right? So when I say we're not protected, we're not by our own, not by anybody. We're just not. So he got up on that stand, and but what had happened was he started to tell the truth in his witness statement. But then when they started to turn it on him and say, well, you were the manager, so why didn't you put certain things in place? That's when he was like, blood, you're on your own, and this kind of
I'm not losing my job over this. Like,
and again, he has an Asian wife, so me have my Asian wife for look after. Do you know what I mean? So I got flung under the bus. So he sat up on the thing. So where he had written, you know, she kept herself to herself, she didn't deserve the labeling. He's basically said that all of these things did occur. So now he's trying to flip the script. I've asked him, you said I didn't deserve the labeling. What was the labeling? And he was like, well, you know, you'd come to head office and you'd be polite and courteous, but you'd only ever deal with me. So you never gave your other kind of colleagues the chance to get to know you. So because you didn't mix, they built assumptions. And I was like, okay, so that's stereotyping, no? But I find it mind-blowing that because I don't mix, you're allowed to make up all of these assumptions of who I am as a person. But I'm polite and professional, but because I say no, I'm confident, and I didn't really have much to say to anybody unless I had something to say. Like he just said, I would talk to my manager, I would do my job, I would go home. But even that was a problem because I'm not a kiss ass. I'm not I was getting to it now, sir. I'm not that girl. So do you understand what I'm saying?
I think to be fair, I think that is across the. It's like when you work culture, you have to. It's like it's that thing about work where you need to fit in, and that's one of the things as well about work. And I think it doesn't even matter what race you are. It's like with this whole work culture, they're expecting you to actually be a certain way, and if you're not, you will be put into a box.
Totally disagree. I think black women, I think it's across the board, but I think black women on a whole are like, I'll give you another example. I was white manager's deputy manager in another scheme. I came here, I had another role. He wanted me to be his team leader here. I said, it's a step back in my career. Why would I do that? I'm not going to do that. He couldn't accept it. He got a team leader who was from the Philippines or something, but she wasn't very assertive. She wasn't very confident. And the staff used to take the piss and run rings around her. And then he kept saying, this is why I need you. This is why I need you to come in, and this is why I need you. And because she can't manage it. And I'm saying, but neither can I. My mum's sick. I have no tools. I can do my job with no tools. Yeah,
right.
I can't come in and do Delia's job. But my point to that is Delia was allowed to be soft and allowed to be like, oh, she can't manage it. But with me, it was like, you've got so much to give. The residents need you, but so does my mum. I need you right now. I'm burnt out. But no. And then when you say, actually, I cannot, I'm exceeding expectations in my role, I cannot take on Delia's role, then I'm aggressive. So that within itself is supremacy, because I'm not allowed to say I'm tired. I'm not allowed to say I can't manage it. If I can't manage something, capabilities straight away, but I'm exceeding in my job role. I have an Excel spreadsheet and a calculator to find £190,000. All of the systems are fucked. And you want me to come in and do Delia's work? What am I?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not somebody's child as well. I'm not human as well. We're just not allowed to be anything else other than the mammy. So the black woman's experience is nowhere near the same as everybody is experiencing.
Oh, definitely not.
I agree.
Definitely not.
No way. We are targeted. You can't say no. You can't fit into a culture. You can't tell me that I have to come out of my house at 8:00 on a Friday unpaid to be in an event that when I need to look after my mums. That's actually discrimination against disability, a carer's disability. But I can't say that. Well, no. So then when you've got a black man that's sitting there saying, I'm going through the exact same thing, and what you're not going mad, and it is this, and it is that. And he started to write it until they threw it on him. Then he backed out, but he too threw me under the bus. So it's never going to get anybody better for us.
The reality, love, is that that's always been the case, though. It's actually, and I'm not even putting in gender in all of this. Like, the reality is that within our community, that's always been the case. It's like, ever since we've been dragged over this side of the world, that has been the situation. And I don't know if you see my t-shirt says Africa Unite. I think that if we really think that we're able to find real peace and harmony in this kind of space, I think we're sadly mistaken. That's what I think. I just think that
it's like insanity. You've been here for how many years?
Exactly.
All of a sudden they're throwing these Quincy brought it up last week, and it seems to be getting like these the flags everywhere and all that kind of nonsense. And you can feel the tensions rising again in terms of race in this country, and it bubbles up every so often, and then they kind of simmer down because I think they know what time it is. It's not going to end well for them. You march where you think you can march, but you're not marching right, and you know it's not happening out here. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So it's a country that's built on supremacy. It's a country that's built on proper supremacy. Undercurrent supremacy. It's always had that slavery kind of energy about it, and even if you're born here or not, that's what it is. So
can I be honest? I think that if you're born here, it impacts you even more. And I tell you why I say that, because, and I've always seen that, it's like I came here as a teenager, but I actually think that you guys who were born here, it actually impacts you more, because you've never really had an experience of not being in this kind of oppressive state where, that color, where you have to that color line. So you're always being in that pressure cooker. Whereas, like, for someone like myself, who was actually born in a predominantly black country, I'm not accustomed to that race line, even though it might be, it might be there in the underline, but it's not in my face like that. So I've never really experienced it like that, and so I do think that sometimes it actually impacts you guys a lot more, because for us, we already know another way. And we know that this is like, but for you guys, it's
absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a case of we're born here. So we're even more disconnected. At least if you're born in the Caribbean, you've got some sort of a connection. And then obviously there's where it started, is Africa. But here it's never felt like home. You're constantly told to go back where you come from. One Italian man that couldn't even speak English called me nigger and told me I must go back where I come from. And one white woman was on the bus and she was like, and I was like, so where are you from? You can't even speak to people them English properly and you're being racist. Are you kidding me? So everybody thinks our experience is completely different, because as there's a girl that's on TikTok, I can't remember her name, but she's bloody brilliant, and she broke down the Diane Abbott thing perfectly. And she was saying what Diane Abbott is saying is that our experience is always going to be different, because if you see an Italian person or a white person, sometimes you might not necessarily be able to tell what part of it, where they're from, they're white, until they open their mouth. But with us, from your civic, you know what time it is. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, as Renee's saying in the comments, these divisions didn't start today. They go back to slavery. Enslaved African men who were raped and humiliated in front of their families to break them down and strip them away from support for women. Absolutely. That history matters, because it explains why things are still broken now. But instead of learning from it and fixing it, we waste time insulting our ancestors. I couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better. And I do think this country is a unique, isolated, because I don't think that all black men hate black women. I don't think that at all.
Of course not.
I don't think that, but I do think that there is different type of disrespect and contempt for black women in both the US and England. I do.
I actually agree with that. I do think that there is a level there that I don't see in other places. It's yeah.
All right, so let's see what I know. Go on.
No, a lot of people say that our culture is we are our own worst enemy, period, and we will be our own worst enemy. Asians stick up for their own, Jews stick up for their own, and we just don't. When is that going to stop?
If no one's been through what we've been through, and as I said earlier, in terms of our spiritual practices, our spiritual beliefs, our mind, the things that we could do as a people, is almost as if it is supernatural. So our spirit and our mind had to be broken in order for us to be controlled, and to be we came back again off our own back during the do you know what I mean? Because somehow we think that these white people can give us a better life, and then when you get here, it's just to clean up the country and to be treated like shit and told to go home.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see that film? That show. Sorry, it's called 1,000 Blows.
No,
it was on Disney. It was a thing about this boxer, and so here's this Jamaican guy. Came over on some shit back in the 1600s or 1800s, something like that. So he come to London. He was promised a job. So they said they wanted him to be a lion tamer.
A lion tamer.
Yeah. So he came, well, that's the job he came to. Well, that's the job to work with lions. It was that was the thing. So he said he'd come and he was saying, "Yeah, I'm going to be a lion tamer." So he went to the guy's place. It was like a zoo. So when he got to the zoo, the man was shining around the zoo, and he said, "This is where you're going to be working." And he said, "Where?" And he opened the cage. He goes, "You're going to be in the cage."
You know, he thinks he's funny, you know. And it's the way he's laughing is why I'm
laughing. You already know.
You just watch it, see the guy's face like this kind of like one of those top cloth thing, like the Tarzan type thing on, and he was going to be in the cage, and they were like, he's how like his face just dropped, and acting was amazing.
It's
because they brought him over to go in a cage.
Oh God!
Because they said when the Spaniards were doing their part in the slavery, they were saying they had to be Christianized or dehumanized.
Yeah.
So dehumanized is either we're going to brainwash you or we're going to treat you like subhuman, and it still reigns today. I'll back to my court case because it's the only reference that I can give. They were saying that I appeared to be upset in one of my emails, and I was like, but have you read the whole thing of what surrounded it? Someone sprayed air freshener in my face at work because she just didn't like me, and because basically when I got to this workplace, it was run down, it was unsafe, there was safeguarding. I'm high management, I'm never going to ignore safeguarding. So I kind of paused what I was there to do and helped to clean up the building until they got their staff in place. And that's where the conflict came. Because when I was saying now I want to go back to doing my job, well, we need you to do this. And I've done enough. Do you understand what I mean? I've done enough, but you're not allowed to say that. And when I can't remember what we were going to say now. It's gone out of my head. This is a menopause. What was we saying before that?
What was you saying, Jigga?
I can't remember. What did you say, Jigga?
Oh, the email being aggressive. You're angry in the email.
So that was it. So I had caught like staff members stealing from residents, like all kinds of things. So obviously I'm going to be like, well, that can't run. You know what I mean? You can't thief from the residents then. That kind of thing. So I wasn't really liked. put it that way. I'm not a job's worth, but I am definitely a person that believes in karma. And some of the people that are in supported accommodation, you can't steal from them if they've got learning. It's morals. You can't do that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm not, you know what I mean? So if I found discrepancies, I would report them. So I don't care. So she sprayed this air freshener in my face, and I didn't say anything because I thought if I respond, it's not gonna end well here. So I had spoke about it in an email, and I was upset because I was like, please can someone speak to her, because that's actually assault. And it's assault. But it was like, well, she was upset. So am I not human? So like someone just, all of these things that happen, of course that you're going to be upset, but it's in today's. Yeah, but today you are still seen as subhuman. So you're either Christianized or brainwashed, or you can't have normal emotions that everybody would have placed in the exact same situation. But for us, we're aggressive. And I didn't want to beat up Ginger J on there because he's taken a freaking flogging on.
Right.
Lord. It sucks to be you right now, boy. I didn't want to beat him up because, like, he's got mummy issues, like Davina said. There's lots of broken history, but we've got to understand where that comes from and understand that we are not each other's enemy, but we keep showing up as like we're on opposing sides, and it's got to stop.
I think as well,
he meant
when
he said, and he said it with his chest.
Yeah.
Well, he has to stand on his ground, because he said it with his chest. He means every single word he said, without a doubt. That was no, he means every word he said. So he needs to stand on it as well. It's as simple as that.
But especially when he was talking about.
Go on.
Sorry.
Go on.
Let me just mute.
It's especially when he was talking about his mum, and that kind of, I could kind of resonate to that as well. Not in the mum aspect, but in the dad aspect. He's quite clearly said he doesn't like his mum because of the way how she moves. So why am I going to date a black woman how I move? He did. He said in the backstage, when he was having another rant that was videoed, he said, he loves his mum, but he doesn't like the way how she moves. So why am I going to date a black woman that moves like my mum? Now, that's quite deep, because there are women and there are men out there who have dad or mum issues where they unfortunately date and attract who they don't like in their parents, but for some reason still attract those type of people. And for whatever reason, they feel like they have, as he said, you black woman don't have to keep your mouth shut your mouth. Is that what he's seen? Is that how his parents, is that what he's seen his parents doing?
I remember one of my brothers said something similar, because my mum had to be the disciplinary. My mum was, imagine you're raising 3 boys and a girl on your own, right? So when the boys are ready to get faced in bright, she'll make you know, not in there. Yeah, my mum's one of the ones that will say something after you, and you have to literally duck for your life. She didn't play about. So, but growing up in Tottenham in the 80s and the 90s and so on and so forth, as a woman trying to raise 3 boys, you have to be staunch. And I think that is part of the experience of the black male growing up with the black mum that has to be both mum and dad, has to be disciplinarian, is robbed of their soft experience of motherhood because they have to be both. Of course, you're going to be seen as masculine. Of course, there's going to be something within the masculine, the male, that's going to be like, my mum just beat my ass, and there's going to be some resentment towards that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you're going to equate black women to discipline and aggression if he got beaten in the 80s, man. There weren't no soft bringing up, like,
Nope.
there weren't no softly or no social services coming to get you when it wasn't happening. You would take your beating. So in those beating moments, again, sometimes we used to get beaten like we were slaves. I didn't get beaten that much though, because I it was smart. I'm not going to try and get beaten like that every minute. You just don't do things to get beat. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, when you think back, like I'm in my 50s, so when you think back, for those of us who were disciplined in that way, of course you're gonna attribute beatings to aggression.
Yeah.
And if you were raised by a black woman who did beat you because you're ranking out of order, and that was the only kind of way, the way that they were raised, and it was not far from the slave beatings that our ancestors used to get, so it kind of got passed down. You may turn around as a black man and say, well, actually, that's what I equate to aggression. I'm never going to be able to control or be on the same level because they just see us like their mums, and it just depends on what happened in that household.
Yeah, that's true. But I think as well, because sometimes, and again, because we're from this broken, because we've got all this brokenness within our DNA and our past is just perpetuating itself at this time. So, for example, as you're saying, and I know, obviously, it's like the elders, that's the only way they knew how to discipline. It was just beating. It's like, it is what it is. It's like they just know how to beat. But I think a lot of time as well, because for a lot of kids growing up, it's actually, say, for example, seeing their parents arguing a lot. And it's a case where, and if they're arguing, the mom is actually toe to toe, like literally in the dad's face, arguing like that. That's going to impact you as well. If a boy see that, he's actually going to say, you know what, I don't want a woman like that who's just always, it's like, you're constantly in my face arguing, you don't know. So there's a lot of different ways to look at that. And
different aspects, yeah.
There's a lot of different aspects, because the thing is as well, I know, like, as I said, I grew up in Jamaica. Now I know both sides of that. I know some people who are just really aggressive. I know some women who are just badass and just aggressive and just can't help it, and they want to fight every single man them see, and it's like, it is what it is. Well, you have women who are just not like, so it's not a black woman thing. It's just some people are just like that. I know white girls who I know she tiny little thing like 5'2", and she will jump up and punch you in the face without even thinking about it. So aggression is not just one side, but the thing is like, for us, I think as a people, black people just have a way of we're just too emotional, so we just we can't keep things to ourselves, or we don't know how to behave, really, because I do think that there's
we don't know how to behave,
because there's aggression in. Do you know, if you ever see how if you look into other races, well, you'd be surprised. Just those little women who just act all demure, they're the badasses. Like even Chinese women, I've seen where Chinese women would bust their husband's ass, like seriously. But outside, they behave a certain way. But the thing is, you're not hearing all of that. It's just us, because we have a way of just putting everything out there. We just have and every time when we talk, we use the same brush to paint everyone, And as I say, it's not all black women who are aggressive, because I am far from it. I'm just not an aggressive person. I don't know how to do that, because it's just not, I guess it's just not in my DNA. It's just not who I am. I wasn't brought up that way. I didn't see it. I'm a black woman. I don't need to be aggressive to get my point across. But people just seems to think that all black women are aggressive, and that's not the truth.
It's not the truth. Yep. Renee is saying, to your point, Trish, just this May 2025, imagine this. The French Parliament was debating whether to finally revoke Code Noir, the 1685 law that legally defines black people as property and objects. Yeah, we don't live in a racist society. Like, it's wild. It's wild. So if you are seen as a property or an object and you dare to open your mouth, then you're going to be slapped with that trope. And it just is what it is, and the legal systems that are in place are not here for us. because with all of that said, I still lost my case because there's technicalities. You never said it in 3 months, 1 day, and 1 minute. Do you know what I mean? Like, actually, it might take me 3 months and a day to figure out that I'm actually experiencing racism.
Right.
Like, but you are seen as a property and an object. So you are dehumanized, and that's how it was set from the very beginning. You're Christianized or you're dehumanized. So science it. Let's go through the topics and then come off of the comments and then come off this. Someone's mentioned, keep a comment, because I'm not all of the comments are coming up on my board. So keep an eye on the comments and see if they're coming up anywhere else on the page or on the. Someone just mentioned me, but I don't know what they said. Anyway, so let's see what No Bravado said before, because I didn't want to spend an hour on this ginger dude either. Because I'm purposely trying to stay in my nice little bubble, you know. You know what I mean? Shast, you said all I can is absolutely disgraceful. We're entitled to our preference, but to disrespect your own is unacceptable. Sheldon own, though, what he fails to realize is that one day he might have a daughter. Would he want another man to walk into her like that? Kevin said, I'm not going to read every single comment. Dion said, hang on, someone said, did you see our black men, though? Because they were all laughing up in the background.
They were.
Dion, one said he was with him until he mentioned the hair. Like, hair is our most important. Like, it's not. Our hair is a direct attachment to God. They have had people that were trackers in the army, where the black people were the only ones that were allowed to keep their hair because they had a better sense of tracking and being able to locate things because our hair acts. So that's why.
Antenna.
Again, sorry?
Our hair or antennas.
Our hair is our antennas. That's why that's demonized, and we fall right into it. I remember someone put something in No Bravado where 2 women were on a white news channel, and one was talking about bleaching. The other one was saying to her, I think that it's like a direct disrespect to bleach your skin. And she was like, you're sitting there talking to me with a wig on your head. I'm like, shut up. And then there was a white man in the middle, like watching them you know,
hair is a lot more. The thing about the issue of hair is a big thing that we really as a group we need to address this, because your hair is significant, and when you actually are here wearing other people's hair, that is not a good thing.
On your crown,
because you're taking on your crown the most important area. You're taking on someone else's. Whatever's going on with them, like you're taking on their depression, their whatever anxiety, all the crap that goes on with them. You're now taking that on. You're putting it on your head.
Yeah.
So a lot of issues that's happening with us, we need to check, because this hair thing is a real issue. You know, it's a real problem. Wearing someone else's hair is deep. It has serious, significant implications.
Yeah, spiritual implications it does. When I lost my hair to alopecia, it definitely, I thought I was going to die. It was awful. But now it's kind of one of the most liberating things that I've ever experienced. I feel free. So, and what God did was said, actually, we're going to make you allergic to wigs. Any kind of anything. I couldn't. I just had to. I wore head wraps for a while, and even those irritated me. Until I shaved it off and had to embrace me, and it's been one of the most liberating things ever. But it was, you know, our negativity about our hair is fed to us from our own community.
Exactly.
Where did they learn that from? So it always is going to go back to where did it come from? Do you know what I mean? Kevin Monero says, self-hate is real. I've noticed a lot of black men in the UK date others, even the younger generation of black men as well. Where is the love for the black women? I remember walking in Brixton a few years back and he was saying, I don't like dark girls. I want a mixed girl or a white. I just shook my head. We have to teach our young men black love and pride. Self-hate is learned behavior. Basically, Nick's saying it's all good. It's all well and good to have a preference, but there's absolutely no need for the disrespect. Does he view black women in his family in the same way? He's just spoken about these women, and Asian women don't wear makeup and hair extensions. He's vile. Isn't this a person that spent years in prison? I think he's just hurt and hates himself. He should spend his free time trying to rebuild his life. He's too old for this rubbish. Straight CUNT, says George. A lot of vulnerable individuals out there, they continue to run from things, but you just got to date on your IQ level, and it really is that simple, I guess. Because there are fabulous black men out there that love fabulous black women that live their best life. So you just got to find your tribe. It is what it is. I knew this was what's going to happen. Silly boy, tut. Who would want him is the question. And again, if we don't want them and then they date outside their race, can we be mad?
Right. That's exactly what I'm about to say.
Can we be mad? Nobody know why you're dusting yourself. If you date somebody else, we can't be mad. Somebody else would be I said, for fuck's sake, I'm trying not to swear, sorry. I've tried to pass this as I want to start tapping into positive relationships we have as a community, but we still have huge issues. And as a black woman, I've experienced much of what I'm about to explain. This kind of statement from Ginger J isn't about preference. It's a textbook example of internalized racism and misogyny. When a black man says to a black woman, "Don't stay in their place or act like man. You act like a man," he's not speaking facts. He's repeating stereotypes rooted in slavery and colonial times, which is basically what I've just said. Because I think that's my belief anyway. Where black women were stripped of femininity and painted as aggressive, unfeminine, unworthy of protection. Not to mention, there's a lot of spiritual power in the black woman's femininity, so it makes sense that we were stripped of that first. Psychologically, I think this is internalized oppression. When someone absorbs negative societal messages about their own community and then projects it back, it's easier to blame the black woman than to unpack where those ideas really come from. Systems that for centuries told us that black men should dominate and black women should submit. And we've got no problems doing that, but not if you don't like us. Why would we do that? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, attacking a woman's natural hair on top of that is another layer of colonial conditioning. Eurocentric beauty standards taught generations us that our natural selves weren't good enough. When a black man demands to see a black woman's hair as proof of her value, it says more about his unresolved self-hate than it does about her worth. I feel free now that mine is shaved. You can't come at me with this shit now. I was taught by my own community that my hair was hard to manage. It was an issue and just ugly in general. So covering it up with wigs and extensions and weaves seemed like the easiest thing to do, especially if I wanted to get attention from the same men who were saying that they hate weaves and as straight hair is really some of their preference. It's not mine. Because the same men that say that they hate weave and show me your hair and take off the wig, they're chirping you when you got the wig on.
True.
So make it make sense.
One is it?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's because that's your preference, because I guess the white woman or the Asian woman, it's like there's not many Asian households that you can rock up with your black boyfriend and it's cool. They're saying come in and come and take off your shoes and chew it up with us. No, it just doesn't happen. But it's just being able to have the untouchable, I think, is what some of this is about with some black men. So when I deep it, we were taught your hair is your beauty when in fact your soul is. Black women are not the problem here. Black women have always been the pillars of strength, balance and resilience, not because we want to act like men, but because we have had no choice and it often leaves us unprotected. So the real question isn't about black women staying in their place. It's about why some black men still don't see their beauty and their power and their humanity in their own reflection, which is us. That was more or less what I had to say on it, and that's all I'm going to say on this topic. Now, moving on. Gary, you've been quiet. Are you still there, or are you watching football?
No, I'm watching football. I'm watching to you, man. The football's on. Where's football on? Oh, I
No,
didn't
it's
know
on
that.
England versus somebody else.
Is it? Oh, wow, I didn't know.
Right. But yeah, I don't think we'll see the change we're looking for in our lifetime, but I hope I do see some changes. So yeah.
The
Let's
funny,
just hope
I
for
know.
better.
not to laugh at the whole situation, but the funny thing that did make me laugh about that guy is the girl had a weave or a wig on, whatever. Then he was saying to her, "Show me your hair, because you're not worth as much as my girlfriend, because my girlfriend's got straight hair, but she's a different
Yeah.
race. What the hell? Why are you trying to? It's like apples
Right,
and oranges
that's
saying,
yeah.
oh you're not good as me because my one's orange and your one's green. Like fucking, what? It's two different. It's two different things. What's that got to do with the price of bread? That's the only
Yeah.
thing.
You know, the joke is I don't see.
Yeah?
I don't see these guys having a problem when they're dating these women with the fish lips and they, you know, and all of these other things that they're actually putting on. They're not having an issue with all of that. As much as, you know, I'm for one do believe that Black women need to come back to actually just standing in your own truth and actually wearing your own hair, because I think it's deeper than just the material. Is actually the spiritual aspect that I'm looking at. I think there's something deeper there, and women should actually come back to that, because our hair are very powerful. But the issue is a lot of these men that's talking, they have no problem dating all these other races when they put in the fake this and fake that on. You know, it's like the fake lips and the fake butt and all of these things.
But they don't know the difference though.
What do you mean they don't know the difference? You know the difference. You can't miss the difference. It's there.
No, what I mean by that is that if a person, say for example, if a Black woman has her hair straightened, I can pull it straightened. I go, oh, she's had it straightened. I couldn't tell you if it's a silk press. I couldn't tell you if it's been relaxed. All I know is it's been straightened. That's what I can tell you. It's right there. But if a white woman has her hair straightened, I can't tell you. I just think it's a normal hair. That's how it is. So that's what made by the thing. You don't know if
what about the lips? I'm talking about the lips and the butt. I'm not talking about the hair. I'm talking about the lips. I'm talking about the butt.
I've been out recently and seen white girls who have done lots of kind of white girls, different girls who've had extenuated bottoms, and I'm thinking, is that real or not? Because you can't say, oh, because it is that or that, because even what's that black girl one that was married, used to date Idris, and she had a really bad thing. K. Michelle, she had this thing. It's not just white women who have this black implants and think. It could be.
I don't know why we did that. Why we do that?
Yeah, but K. Michelle,
Spice, Cardi B. I mean,
it
goes on. You mean?
I know,
Lil Kim. So it's like you can't. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a real one and a fake one from looking at things, because I just don't know what's real and what's fake now. With lips, it's different. But yeah, listen, I don't. Because some people are just built differently. It's just built differently nowadays, so you can't really tell the difference. Say, oh, that person's that, that person's that. I do think the standard of beauty has changed, and maybe not for the benefit of people of color. It's supposed to change to kind of accept more people into the kind of what people stereotype as being beautiful. So before it was the straight person look like that, but now it's moved across, and now people who were straight are trying to be a bit more curvy because it's seen as attractive for some reason, or for some people. And then they're saying that's the standard of beauty, where you've got to be that way. And even with fashion runway models, they're changing. Before it was all about size 0 and size 4 and size 2, but now it's all kind of changing and kind of manipulating, because they're trying to, like with all these things, people are trying to make money. That's all it is.
Of course,
people are trying to make money. So people are saying, well, you being anorexic looking type person ain't making no money. The food industry ain't making money. No one's making money. But you know what? If I can send you some collagen for your lips and some collagen for your bum, yeah, I can make myself 20 grand from that. Yo, people can start getting turkey and doing all that stuff. I can take your teeth. I could take all your teeth out and put new teeth in for you. Charge you $7 grand or $2 grand for a tooth. So it's all about money. It comes back to money and stuff and kind of what people want out of life.
So Paula Samuels wants to know if we're going to discuss the potential alien spacecraft spotted by NASA that will pass Earth at the end of October. Paula, can you see the panel's face? I guess that's your answer.
Let me ask you, when was it? Since when NASA tells us what they see out there? Like, since when NASA has started telling us what they see?
NASA would never tell us anything about a spaceship. That's why with our talk about that. Because again, a lot of people think that this Ginger J thing is a distraction from lots of stuff that's happening. But then you're going to always get like someone was like, all right, can we stop destroying him now? Like, he said what he said, but could we just, like, we're the first to get up and publicly flog our fellow man for mistakes that they've made. But yeah, Paula, NASA's never going to tell you the truth. And if there is a spaceship or a rock, because from what I understand, it's not a spaceship, NASA's now saying it's not a spaceship, it's a natural comet. Ice, gas, and rock, not a spaceship. When will it pass? 3rd of October, 29th of October, it passes near Mars, about 3 million kilometers away. 29th of October, it gets closest to the sun. 19th of December, it gets closest to Earth, but it's still 170 miles away. So I don't think...
No, 170 million miles.
Million miles away. Sorry, yeah, 170 million miles away. That's right. 170 miles been done for. Why is it important? It's only the 3rd time ever we've seen an object from outside of our solar system. Space agencies will use spacecraft around Mars to get a closer look because it's a rare chance to study something from another star. Bottom line, it's not an alien spaceship. It won't hit Earth, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for science to learn more about their galaxy. That within itself, if it is a spaceship, they're never going to tell us. So that answers your question, and that's all we're going to say on it, Paula. You know what I mean? Why don't you get your own channel and talk about it there? Do you know what I mean?
Don't those things interest you?
Yes, but it's like whenever we talk about black women and stuff that we're facing, there's always going to be someone that's like, that's not important. Are you not going to talk about that? The topic of black women is important. I am a black woman, so I will talk about it on my platform for as long as I want. Things like spaceships, comets, aliens, what we are gonna do? If they say, do you know what I mean? If I'm an alien,
they may come down and say, you know what, you black women, I like your hair.
Well, apparently they look like us.
Anyway, I think it's pretty arrogant of us to think that we are the only living beings in the whole of the universe. It's ridiculous. So, of course, there's probably other species on other planets out there in the universe and the galaxy. But they're not going to come here and trouble us. It's us that's going to go fast up and go and trouble them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Human beings are ridiculous. They don't know how to just let things just live and let live.
Yeah.
Just live and let live. So, yeah.
Apparently, the aliens, there's a lot of aliens that are actually, that looks like black people, apparently.
I believe in starseed people. I believe, like I just said, I don't think we're the only beings, and I don't think that I think people come here for a human experience and then go back to their galaxy. I think this is like a little university because it's wild. Things that should just be simple are not here.
When people say things like that about aliens and stuff, I find that quite racist as well. And it's a really weird, not in the fact that about aliens and black people, is they will say things that it was the aliens that built the pyramids because black people couldn't have enough sense to build the pyramids. It's like, yeah, it's that whole type
when
of thing.
black people created everything all over the world.
Yeah.
From clocks to hoovers to light bulb to the list is ridiculously extensive. Guys, have you seen the documentary 400 Years Without a Comb? No, I highly recommend you watch this documentary and you'll understand the complex relationship we have with our hair. I will. Okay. I'll go seek it out. All right, let's lighten it up. We're nearly halfway through the show. We've not got long left. Share screen. Let's move on. Parents, please stop sending your kids to school with the idea that if someone hits you, you hit them back. You are part of the problem.
Okay. Okay.
Do we agree with that?
Not at all.
I do.
Not at all.
No.
You do.
To a certain extent.
All right, tell me why you do.
Because, you know when people do things to you and annoy you, yeah, and then you like, especially young people, sometimes they just lose the plot. So one young person, I'll give you a prime example. When I was in primary school, I really remember it quite vaguely. A boy I used to go to school with called Chris Kuriaku, I think his name was there picking on me.
Yeah. Everybody went to a school with Chris Kuriaku. Because I went to a school with Chris Kuriaku.
I thought he was doing something to me. When he got my nose, he hit me like this, and I just got my pencil and stuck up his nose, and it come out the other side of his nose.
Oh!
Ouch!
Like, leave me alone, and it come out the nose.
Oh shit!
I can remember it at the hospital. It was big things, and I was like,
"Oh my god!"
Ouch!
And my mum was like, "Hold on." When I said lick people back, you know, I lick the people back and then lick the people back. I think I was 7. It was year 1, I think, year 1 and 2. So so like people like myself, as young boys like myself, sometimes we take things literally, yeah. So sometimes I don't necessarily think it's the best. What I would say, if someone is constantly picking on your child, then your child needs to lick them. But if it's like one lick them, it's like, what's the issue? You need to kind of report it or talk to people. If it's an ongoing thing, like as a parent, I come into the school and talk to the school, and it goes on. I'm saying to the school, if this continues, then we're going to take this into our own hands, or it's going to get reported somehow. But if it's like a one-time thing, you can't just lick them back. It doesn't end up. It just doesn't end.
Oh man, I grew up on the main street in Tottenham.
Yeah.
Yo,
I'm hitting back.
You streets are Hackney. You better know how to fight back, or you're gonna get beat up every fucking time. And sometimes they catch you on the road. So what you gonna do?
No,
exactly.
Pitching them on the road, like no. Yeah,
you know,
come on. You was gonna say something, Charles. Like,
Hackney wasn't easy. If you lick me with intention, try know you're gonna get licked with intention back here. Yeah? And only thing my mum used to say to me was, "Don't." I think one time I hit the child first, and that was the first and last time. She said to me, "Let me tell you something. I will defend you till the cows come home if you defend yourself. But anyhow you put your hand upon someone else, she's picked me again. You're gonna have a problem." And for then, no, I never did it again. But like I said, you hit me with intention, no, sir, you're going down.
Yeah, that was it. For me as well, younger. The first thing you're told is you never hit anyone, but you always defend yourself. That was just part of the rules, and I did the same thing with my son as well. I'm sorry, but listen, you never hit anyone, but if anyone hit you, you're gonna defend yourself. I'm sorry. Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hackney was tough growing up. You had to be able to defend yourself. Like my uncles then. No, but the thing, my uncles, out of all my cousins, the girl nieces, we had to learn how to defend ourselves. Whether you were tall, same height or shorter, especially the taller ones, our uncles, listen, go for the kneecap, go for the nose, and then finish it off. Yeah, don't play around. I don't give a. It was like we don't care how tall. It wasn't a case of how tall you was. Nah, know how to defend yourself as a short person and be 5'2.5". Yes, step back, analyze situation, go for the kill. That's it. Otherwise, be killed.
Yeah, I remember because I know everybody kind of thinks that I'm a warmonger and I'm not. I'm so not. I don't like confrontation. I don't like to fight. But I remember my mum sitting me down and saying to me, "Look, you got to meet people on their own playing field. You know, if not, you're gonna just be flattened out here every fucking day, and there's not gonna be people. You have to learn to stand up for yourself." So I had to, because they just don't like. Bullies don't hear, "Oh, stop it," or they just don't.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't.
They will laugh at
Sometimes
you.
it might take place outside of school. Do you know what I mean? So there is no one to report it to, and if you can't defend yourself, you're forever running.
Yeah.
So I kind of get it, but
yeah.
Stop telling your people, stop telling your children. You know what? You know, all said things have moved on from the days when you were young or were beaten and stuff. You all said, "Oh, things have moved on." Move on. You're thinking. You know what I mean?
No, but bullies are classics. They're in every fucking era.
They'll never move on. Like
from David and Goliath days, from biblical days, bullies were there.
Right.
Unless you stand up for yourself, they don't stop. You have to stand up for yourself, otherwise they don't stop. Like I remember, for me, my first day at nursery school, I had to fight a bully. My first day at primary school, I had to fight a bully. And once the first fight, that's it. They kind of know to leave you alone. But otherwise, you just become you have to defend.
But on the flip side, do you think instilling that takes people out of their natural character? So like for me, I wasn't a fighter, but I know how to fight now. Is that a good or a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing. At the end of the day, we all have a pressure point. And like for yourself, Tish, and for you, Nicole, I know that you guys are, all of us on it, I should just say, are kind-hearted people. But if you push us to our limit, we're gonna pop.
You're saying pushing to the limit. What do you mean? Someone pushes you once, that's pushing it to the limit.
No. Pushing me.
People don't usually fight after a wonderful.
Punch you once.
Right. If you nudge me and you say sorry, all right, cool.
No,
if you do it again, if you do it
intentionally. If I do it intentionally, I push you intentionally, say move it away, say yeah, idiot black girl, move and push you out the way. You're gonna come and tap me up, yeah?
That's assault, blood.
Exactly.
You're an idiot black girl, so that's racist. And you call the police then. Idiot black girl and put hands on me.
No, that's a fight. That's a fight.
That's a whole street fight.
And the thing about it, you tap me, I put you tap me in my mouth, knock out my tooth, I sue you, you go court and go prison.
Self-defense.
It's not self-defense. Could you attack me afterwards?
It's self-defense. You shove
conflict and resolution is a course I went on at Gulfree Hospital.
You know, I tell you,
forget it.
For me, it's really out of my character to fight because it was just not something. I'm not that kind of person. But if pushed to the limit, I have to. And I always remember like my first fight at primary school, and this big ass girl that just decided to be a bully, and the same thing as well. And she was just pushing me, and she repeatedly push, and I'm so scared. And in the end, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to fight this girl.
I'm gonna have to push her back.
And you know, by the time I'm finished with her, she was bloody, and she never do it again. She knew better next time. So yeah, sometimes you just have to fight.
I went school in Jamaica, right? For 6 months, something like that. I can't remember, when I was younger. So obviously I was a British boy. I was 8 or 9. My mum took me to Jamaica for some extended period, and because she wanted to go on holiday, and then she said, "Oh, just cup you're coming with me." And then was out there, so I had to go and end up going to school out there. And every day I got in a fight because someone in Jamaica wanted to hear the English boy talk, and I wouldn't talk, and they want to fight me to put me to.
So what did you do? Let them clap you up?
No, I had to talk about the guy. The guy had dashed stolen man's
what are you
Floyd.
sitting there saying then?
Because it's wrong.
Right. You have to defend yourself.
But it's wrong, and it's different. Listen, like I said to you, when you're doing something every day, that's a different conversation. Someone hit me once, and then that's it. But anyway, I was fine. That's why we were talking about today. But I wouldn't advocate that for my children now because things have changed. That's not the way to advocate things.
Usually, when a parent says that, though, the kid has been complaining about it for a while.
No,
so
usually,
it's like when they get them back. Do you know what I mean?
You know, you're saying you lot are saying it straight away, like from the first day of school. Listen, Jonathan, when you go to school, the first day before you get to
Can't even lie. I can't even lie. That is the truth.
Nobody checks out here. Sorry. So, like, watch this, right? Hang on. Not this one. Watch this. So imagine this was a human scenario. Hang on.
Oh yes.
Oh, the things that make you know. Watch it now. Watch it happening. 不知来要向你走过呀，朋友啊，让我们一起牢牢铭记呀，我们今生兄弟情一场。朋友啊，让我们一起牢牢铭记，我们今生兄弟情一场。I want my to do a voiceover for this so badly. I swear.
That is hilarious.
You just have to defend yourself sometimes.
Oh, it's going to stop now. But so who was wrong there? Was the monkey wrong to bad up the dog?
No, you have to defend yourself.
Every now and then you have to pop up and show him. I don't think the monkey was wrong to bad up the dog. I was bossing up. Not the dog would have taken away all of his things if he didn't stand up for himself, right?
Exactly.
Gary.
It's animals, in it, when they haven't got no sense. They're saying, "Stop! Do not take my food." I'm joking, but no, seriously. As I said before, for me, as I said, I'm not going to not going to tell my child tump up people if someone's tumping them. Remember I paid you the whole thing with happened with my youngest daughter.
Yeah, and remember my reaction. I was pissed.
Yeah, right. Yo, telling my youngest daughter they're gonna tump them or break their legs and all kind of different madness on thing if you don't get it's a whole thing. At the end of the day, she told her mum. Her mum sent the text message to the girl's mum and said, "Hold the stuff up." Huh?
No, go on. The meme kept coming back on with the dog and the monkey fighting.
Yeah. So the mum sent a text to the girl's mum saying, like, "Fix up." You mean fix up? Talk to her, and then the mum said that.
If there was a way that it can be resolved, Gal, obviously, you step in and you do that.
Yeah.
But if this girl decided to make good on her promise, and every day outside the school,
but every day
she decided to wait for Layla, irregardless of what was said to her, what would you then tell Layla to do?
No. That's the thing, right? I remember I said to you, if it's just a one-off thing, then I'm not saying. But if it's a constant thing, then it has things. I go to the school and I go talk to people, right? Then it's constant. Then it's a different conversation because then you have to defend yourself fully. If you feel in danger or something. I remember the conversation I told you about the person in my workplace, and what happened? Getting in my workplace, telling me about her daughter, she wasn't allowed to go to the prom. So why she weren't allowed to go to the prom was because she tump up one girl in the school, give her a good beating. So I was like, so? And then the girl goes to me. I said, so why she top it up for? She goes, oh, the girl, there was an argument about something. The girl said to her daughter, oh, you called police on me to get me arrested and the police came to my house. So hold this. Spat on her.
Oh.
Ooh.
So I was like, so my girl just lash her up.
Right.
Now, so when the oath thing goes on, the school said they appreciate that girl spat on her, but what the issue was is she didn't thump her up straight away. It was after like 2 minutes. But my friend was saying the reason it was after 2 minutes was because
She was shocked.
No, not shocked, because all her brethren were holding her back. So it took her time to bruck through to thump up the girl. So I think so. Now I appreciate that. I said the same thing. I said, boy, if that's me and you spit in my face dead, sir, I'm lashing you, right? I'm gonna get some lash. But the school didn't take it that way, and they barred both of them from the prom. Mum was there because the mum spent about £600 on the dress and shoes and everything. Everything was done. So I'm saying to you, sometimes by hitting people back and not do it, and don't get me wrong, in that situation, I'm going to pump up the person myself personally, but sometimes you lose that in the long run. You lose that in the long run.
Put on my prom dress to the next event. There's going to be you're not spitting on me and I don't clap you back. Sorry.
No.
You know, it's just too much conformity. So I can't defend myself. Or I can't come to the prom, so I should have just let this girl spit in my face.
No, but you've already done it, so you ain't defending yourself, are you? It's done.
Oh, come on. If I don't...
Come on, the thought of that,
that is vile.
Don't get me wrong. Remember, I said to you, I said, if that was me, I'd have tamper up as well. I said the same thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying, but from the school's perspective, you're not defending yourself because it's already happened.
And if I didn't clap you down, what was you going to do next after you get away? If someone gets away with a disrespect like that, try not to stop.
The funny thing about it, when she was telling me about it, and this is why one of the reasons I said, if it continues, you have to take things there. The next day, the girl brought some of the friends around the yard.
Right.
What?
After you spat on me.
Right.
Come to my yard. I said, you're lucky. I said, that's me. I said, and I can imagine if that was my mum, she would lift that lint at the window, beer hot water, and come down to the people. She would boil the kettle, dash it upon them. About you coming to my house.
That's why the girl needs to get broke up then. And she should have got broke up again.
No, she didn't get broke up. I think they spoke to the school, and the school had to stepped in and stuff.
So you barred me from the prom?
Both of them got barred from the prom and didn't end up going.
That's wrong.
That's what I said, but it is what it is.
Definitely wrong.
It is.
Sometimes you just need some of this. Let me share my screen. Hang on. Can you see it?
Anti-pussy spray.
You just need anti-pussy spray. That's what you need. In this year world where it's just unjust, you're gonna have to defend yourself, I'm afraid. Let's see what I know. Massive said. Just read. Ian said, if you don't hit back today, they will hit you tomorrow and the next day. I agree.
Yeah, totally agree.
They do. They keep coming. They don't stop. Yeah. Bullies don't stop until you. And if you go to teachers, in some cases, it makes it worse. Bullies don't stop until you stand up for yourself. I think he was agreeing with them. If someone hits you, punch them in the face. It's called self-defense and stops you from growing up being a victim and thinking that someone's always coming to save you, which I thought was an interesting point. Yeah. Lorraine Forrester said, hit back. Yes, I've been in those scenarios where my son has come out of primary school. He's in high school now. Anyway, he said he punched someone at break time. My only question was why. He said the boy kicked him. Argument done. Don't condone violence or bullying. But if you need to put someone in their place, such as life, I was brought up like that, different times now, but the message remains the same. Also, for my girl, I'm fortunate, though, that they were good children and they won't start anything. Kanika says, if someone hits you, hit them harder. I ain't raising those snowflakes. Al Harvin said, if you don't teach them to stand up for themselves, they grow up as weak individuals. The strong survive. That has been the rule since God put us on this earth. DeWitt said, my mother never told me that. She said, if a kid hits me, immediately tell the teacher. If you tell the teacher and they hit you again, beat the hell out of them. Yeah, beat the hell out of them, and then have your teacher or principal call me if they have a problem with it. I'll tell you now, I got into a few fights with that philosophy, but I never got suspended. So I can accept that, but not every time I run Rodney Mood said, my child should be able to defend themselves. If parents teach their child not to bully them, my child won't need to hit back. Agreed. Richie G, now he's saying the same sort of thing that you said, but I loved the way he broke it down. I don't agree with him, but I love his opinion. He said, it's interesting seeing the comments where people think that tit for tat will often yield great results. I remember as a child, a child was bullying my daughter. She came home and told me about him. I went to the school, spoke to the teachers, and spoke firmly to the parent about their bad breed picnic, and it stopped immediately. Imagine that. Our children are coming to us for help, telling us that they're being hurt. And some of the loudest voice, I don't know why it does this, but it blocks it out with like little letters, so it makes it hard for me to read. Imagine some of us, the loudest voices here, are essentially telling them to sort it out yourself. Wow. Yeah. And I didn't look at it like that, if that makes sense, because as the parent, you're supposed to step in to stop it. But if we're telling the child, just punch them back, then essentially we're saying, well, I'm going to deal with it, isn't it? So he said, let's test that logic. If you're at work and a colleague starts verbally abusing you every day, do you abuse them back, which of course could escalate and risk you losing your job, or do you report it to your manager or HR like a reasonable adult? Let's go one step further. What do we say to children who are being touched in other ways? Touch back the child or the adult in the same way. Now, why you had to go all the way over there?
It's going too far now.
Touch back the child or the adult in the same way. Or do we say speak to someone, preferably you, the parent, someone at school? We'd expect whoever they talk to take the matter seriously, no? All these scenarios involve one person trying to exert power over another. So why is violence from bullies any different? Because when them fuckers catch you on the road, boy, you better know how to throw fists or you're done for every single time. But I do get what he's saying. When he put it like that, I was like, I don't know, food for thought. Ian said, child being touched is different conversation. I don't think our response to child molesting will be the same as bullying. They obviously went back and forth. Your argument sounds reasonable on the surface. What you're doing is trying to sidestep this flaw in your own logic by claiming my example is different conversation, but you're missing the point. I'm not saying molestation and bullying are the same. I'm saying the tit for tat thing falls as a moral or logical principle across the board. Check it. If your logic hurt them back, then should it apply everywhere? But that's the thing. Abused people do go on to abuse in some cases. So nip it
make it right
in the face. That's what he said. Anyway, check it out. If your logic hurt them back, should it not apply everywhere? But we don't do that in serious situations because we understand that justice isn't about copying harm. It's about stopping it. You just proved my point. You know where there are better ways to respond to serious harm than do it back. So why ignore the principle just because it's the playground or behind the bike sheds? I'll await your reply. There's a million ways to disarm this tit for tat argument because it falls under core logical fallacy. I'm not going to read all of them, but I like the way he writes. I don't agree with it, but
it's quite logical, though, isn't it? It's quite logical.
It is quite logical, and it just doesn't. I mean, I was bullied growing up to a point where I've said this a few times, where a 16-year-old broke my nose when I was 11, and I didn't fight back. And I remember I was talking to my mum, and my mum saying, like, you know, because she knows I'm not going to always be there, and it depends on the type of bullying that you're dealing with. She kept coming to the school. I told my mum about it. My mum spoke to the school about it. She didn't even go to our school. My school called her school, said keep her away because she's coming down there making trouble. What did she do? She came to the school, borrowed someone else's blazer to get into the school, and broke my face. So we did it the right way, and the retaliation was worse. So I learned in that moment that if you don't learn to break someone's face back, then your face is going to be forever broken. So I get it in logical sense, but it depends on the type of bully you're dealing with. It really does. So, because my mum said she was on the way to the school that day. She just had a feeling, because my mum's intuitive, and she just had a feeling. And she said, but the bus didn't come. So then she ended up turning around and going home. But if she had made it to the school, then my mum probably would have beat the shit out of that girl, and we would have all been in social services care, because they would have put her in prison for beating up a 16-year-old. Do you understand what I mean? So
yeah,
it just depends. Some bullies just don't stop until you throw hands back. So it's all good and well. That's why I don't agree with that, because, like I said, growing up in certain streets where you think certain kids care about you telling the teacher, they're just going to bust your head outside the school. That's it. Do you know what I mean? So if you don't know how to defend yourself in those situations when there's nobody else to defend you, then you're going to be forever battered. So I'm not saying go around and be a bully. I'm not saying throw hands because you know you can. That's not what I'm saying. But if you have to defend yourself, you should know how to do that. But Richie G wasn't having a bar. He stood 10 toes down with you and Ian. You lot went back and forth, Minari, all of that. Richie G, Rodney got in it. I would say go to the comments, guys, and have a read, because this went on. Well, we ain't sending them to be a punching bag. You're the problem. Grow up here. Stop these Christian ton the other cheat. Says George Williams. Little Miss Simpson, and then they get bullied and the school behave like they're blind and their hands are tied. I don't think so. Lick them behind back. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm one. Do you know the amount of kids who actually end up even taking their own life because of bullying? And it's not like, you know, the parents don't go and talk to teachers in the school, whatever, nothing is done. Sometimes you really just have to teach your kids how to defend themselves, because honestly, as someone said before, you know, you go on in life just not knowing how to protect yourself. Like, no, you really need to. It starts in the playground.
Yeah, it does. It took me a long time after the face breaking incident to be like, because I couldn't tell you what was worse, the broken nose and the two black eyes, or the fact that I just let that happen. And at 11, I was just like, no, I would, you know, even if I lose, me, I can fight back.
But what I would say, is that, you know, you mentioned about people being bullied. Most of the bullying now isn't physical; it's all kind of mental or psychological. It's more about, and that's what's making young people commit suicide. It's all the kind of mental, or the teasing, or you're ugly, you should go and kill yourself, and those types of things. And that's the same type of bullying. And you're not going to say, well, and if you wouldn't say to your child, oh, sticks and stones, but because it's hurtful. And if you don't know how to manage, you don't say, well, go and hit them for it, because they haven't physically hit them, but still getting bullied. And it's probably that bullying is probably worse.
That bullying is worse.
That's true. That's psychological.
Yeah, you're not
one of my friends' daughters killed themselves because of that.
Yeah, but you're not saying
cyberbullying.
Yeah, you're not saying to them, oh, lick them back for that.
No.
I hear you.
I hear you, but defending yourself is an important aspect. I cannot. I'm sorry, but for me, I know for a fact that if I didn't defend myself when I started, like, I can't forget my first day of primary school, and this girl, if I didn't defend myself, I would have spent my primary years just being a punch bag for this girl. Like, no, something. My son had the same very similar situation as well, and he had to. But it's not always right. It's not always the right thing. But I just know for myself that was the right thing for me to do.
Yeah. I get what you mean about the cyberbullying. It's a different horse altogether. Different. And it is about trying to, because like I said, a friend of mine, he's passed now, but before he passed, his daughter committed suicide because of cyberbullying. And I think the bigger thing is, yes, you do need to know how to physically defend yourself, but you need to know how to mentally defend yourself. And that is where, parent, you will then step in and teach them how to mentally defend themselves. But because we're not taught how to do that, validation outside opinions have meant a lot for centuries. It's only now we're starting to connect with self, or we're talking about self-love. But where was all that talk before? There was none of that growing up. So, I think me being the woman that I am now, if I did have children, I would fiercely into them how to build yourself up mentally, protect yourself mentally, because all these things matter in parenting. All of it matters. Because you're right, Gary, there are different forms of bullying. Spitting is my trigger, but the question is, spitting is actually an offence. Should have reported her. Yeah, it is an offence. It's assault. It's assault. But
I was always bullied in school about my lips. I was always bullied in school about my lips and my hands. I was always called big lips. So for many years, I used to bite my lips and wish they were smaller. And this one guy, Jason Harris, I was at school. Him and his friend used to always tease me. When we used to go off site, and teasing me. So one day in the playground, he goes, "Yeah, you got big lips in your big hands." I just went, fuck it. And I just punched him right lip. I said, "Yeah, who's got a big lip now, motherfucker?"
And did he trouble you again after that?
No, he did not trouble me again after that. He went,
it's the only language they get.
"You just punched me." I said, "Yeah, because I've had months and I've had years of torture from you." So as I said, now you got a big lip. Now we're both suiting each other.
Like this. Watch this. This makes me bust up lips.
Oh yeah. Mind your beauty.
I suck.
What the hell?
That never gets old.
I suck.
Why are you doing that? But do you think that little boy is going to push the table on him again?
Right.
Not in a hurry.
That never gets old, boy.
Not in a hurry. So yeah, I don't think we've got time to go into any more topics. But what I will do is finish off with this. This was really nice. Hang on. Let's go back up, and I'll show you back on the aggression topic. Here. We'll finish off with this. Hang on. Who's watching something in the background? Please mute it. It's probably Gary,
Growing up. Black women are aggressive. Really? I think a lot of us have seen the video from Ginger J, and I felt compelled to speak to this as a man that's dated black girls growing up. And I wanted to ask, what is aggressive? Like, is aggressive a woman that doesn't do as they're told, or, fall in line and doesn't listen to you and needs to know that you're the man? Well, here's the thing, right? If you have to tell someone you're the man, or you have to tell someone you're the king, you're probably not. What we bring to any relationship, and the relationships I've had with black women, I didn't experience aggressiveness or some of these comments about masculinity. I experienced something very different. Something very, very nice, very feminine, very beautiful. It's a projection. Like we can all do this. When you think that a certain colored woman or women are aggressive, that's not to do with them. It's about to do with the man. That's what it is, right? It's the way that you're showing up for those relationships. It's the bias. It's the things that you've got in your mind. And when a woman is giving you an opinion or they're confident, you're matching that bias with those behaviors and you're coming to the wrong conclusion. The mathematics is off. And some of us have subconscious bias, you know, like we may believe things on a deeper level and we may not even know from the way that we're raised and the way that we've seen things.
Absolutely.
But more than anything, it's harmful to believe that black women are aggressive because it's completely bigoted and it's a ridiculous thing to say. My experience has been very different. Beautiful, vibrant women. And when a woman's got an opinion and they've got confidence, that's called self-respect. That's not called aggression.
Peace, bro, Pharaohs. I was like, they look too bad either. You never know. Inside the race, they look too bad. But yeah, I thought that was interesting, and what I do find interesting is that everybody else is able to break it down so eloquently. But I played that to say that I don't think like I haven't got time to play it now, but Davina put like someone's opinion as a gay black guy, and as he was saying, like it's 3% of black men make up the gay population, so it's 97% of black men that are running around out there that might have these opinions. But I still don't think it's the 97%. I do think that there is lots of people who see us in this way, and we just need to home in on that. Do you know what I mean? There's lots of people who are who admire us, who respect us, who get us, who
that's true.
Yeah, and we just need to not stop believing the hype. So, like for instance, like I said, I was gonna just scroll past this ginger dude. He can hate black women, and then they've put up some picture of him. I can't find it, of him in a string vest in a bucket hat, just looking like a right leprechaun, idiot, dusty. The internet's turning bad, and you know, I just don't want us all to be his enemy at the same time. I think, regardless, he has expressed mummy issues. The reason some of our men have mummy issues is because some of the positions that mummies were put in, and if we keep focusing on and perpetuating that, then we're going to stay in the cycle, which is what I think is kind of designed for. So I wanted to end on something where someone is explaining us and describing us as beautiful and vibrant and assertive, and a lot of men get it, so we can't get caught up in that hype. But is there anything anyone wants to say before we head off? A good show. I always enjoy talking to you lot.
Yes.
Likewise.
No,
Gary, you're muted, I think.
I put spotlight this week.
I don't know. I called him and he was like, I think there was a strike and he was stuck in traffic. And yeah, it's also a madness. I didn't even bother go to the shop today, boy. I said, not me out there in that, strike. So yeah, that was spotlight. But just to remind you guys, Compressor House, we have got Black Excellence on the dock, where we will be showcasing some wonderful brands, and we'll have music, drinks, panel discussions. It will be part of the World Docs Festival. So I'm really looking forward to it. You guys just come and show up and show out. Let's start building our community. You know what I mean? All of this division, I think, is purposeful.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's time
definitely.
for us to boycott this. Yeah, it's purposeful. You know.
And well done to you and Natalie for putting it together and giving Black-owned businesses a platform and a place to advertise their business, and it's not even just advertising their business, but also trying to bring in people who can help them grow their business in many ways. Because sometimes, yes, people may have a business, but they forget that there's other things that they have to do or they would need to do in order for their business to grow.
I've spoken to a few of our vendors over the last couple of days, and some of the barriers are interesting. Some of them can be helped. Some of them, like waiting for a food rating to come through from your local authority, is a huge barrier. So you want black traders on your sites, but then we've got all these systematic barriers that stop you from getting to the next level. So I've been talking to a few of our vendors, and they've been really open and honest, and it's given me a good insight as to some of the work that I really want to get in there and do, guys, in relation to this, to address some of it, because there are systematic barriers, and things that should just be simple are not.
I know.
Yeah.
So no, it's I'm excited to see what Black Excellence can achieve and how we can help build and grow each other up, because it is we're in grassroots stages. We're nowhere near as big as some of the other organizations out there, but we really want to do some meaningful work to remove barriers, not just put on events, remove barriers in love, remove barriers in finance, remove barriers, just remove barriers between
Sorry, guys,
us.
my door is going.
Oh, okay. All right, Sugar.
Listen, who's
smiling, so we know
who's coming to your house?
I actually have no idea. I need to go check. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm going to check.
Exactly.
You don't know. I need to check.
I was going to say you needed to talk about your thing.
Let me go check my door. Give me a sec.
Go on.
Yeah.
She's like.
Is there anything that you don't want to say?
No, I sent the thing to the girl today.
Oh, you did? Did she respond?
Yeah. She's on leave till tomorrow, so I should get a response tomorrow. It came out of office, came on to the 10th. So she come back tomorrow. So it's cool anyway. I mean, yes, and I'm gonna send it to the hospital as well, even though it's quite far away. But if anyone lives local,
it'd be nice. It'd be nice if they can. I wanted her to talk about her Maroon Festival that's taking place on the 10th of January in Jamaica. So if you're in the area, hit Carabella up, because she has a tour that will be including lunch that will be taking you around the area, and it's like a big carnival in January. So hit her up for more information about that. But our 2 hours is up. It's 2:22, so I think we should end on that. I think we should end on that. But always lovely to see you. Gary, come back next week, please, Bubs.
Work out, think right. So a lot of festivals, freshers fairs in it from next couple of weeks. So everyone's starting back. So if I'm back in time.
Okay, what's happening? Did you say?
Freshers fairs. No universities going back. So we'll be at all the universities doing testing and stuff. So quite a few university. Unis are back. Kids are back at uni. Well, for the first years, so much freebies though. Oh my gosh!
That you've got to give them.
No, they give us the freshman, because you get all the brands that come to the universities trying to inveigle the students. All the ones who think they can't cook, so they say, come Nando's every day. Here's a token. Here's a book of 50 tokens. You can get like £3 off your Nando's or whatever. So inveigling the children to come and spend their money, or the cinema. So there was Red Bull are there, giving out copious amounts of Red Bull, trying to get the kids trying to get the, addicted to the Red Bull, so they step
on
all
caffeine and that attacks their nervous system. The sugar.
They were trying to get it banned as well.
Yeah, it needs to be. It's disgusting.
No, the one they should get banned. I'm not even knocking it. Is the Monster one, because it comes in a can.
I was just about to say, not even Red Bull, it's the Monster.
Yeah.
It comes about that big. It's like, really? At least Red Bull's like a small can. It's kind of got the can.
Moderate, yeah. It's not good at all. But yes, I don't think Nicole's coming back. Whoever at the door sweeter. So, so with that said, like, it's always a pleasure to sit here and chop things up with you. Thank you for. There was another one that I wanted to do, so that I'm going to do it next week. Someone inboxed it. I'm going to say it here, and then you lot tell me what you think. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if someone was married and they've divorced, and then the husband's going on to marry somebody else, should the first wife have to give up the name? I'm going to put it up in No Bravado tomorrow. You lot let me know the comments what you think.
I'll give you a little joke. So my grandfather, my grandfather was married.
I'm back.
Okay. Got smiling.
Yeah, we said she ain't coming back. Whoever at the door, sweet her, boy. So she not come back.
No. I had missionaries at my door, but hey,
missionary.
Yeah.
Gary's too naughty and nasty, you know. Go on, quick.
So my grandfather got married to some younger woman, and there's a big issue in my family about years ago. So married her. So when he died, so the woman, children treated him quite badly. He had to go down and bad up one of the sons, proper bad him up.
Says no bullying, the advocate for no bullying.
Yeah, I had to go and be right. Cut my grandfather a knife, cut him because his hand. So exactly, so they kind of separated and stuff, and I can remember at his funeral she turned up and she wrote a card to my mum. My mum couldn't stand the woman. Condolences from ex Mrs. Huggin.
Not ex Mrs. Huggin.
Oh, don't. Oh, no.
Not ex Mrs. Huggin. Bella, now you're back. I did kind of speak about it, but now you're back. Just run through it quick. And then, yeah, I'm going to put it up in the group tomorrow, because when someone sent it to me today, I was like, ooh, that's a good one. They're basically asking, if you were married to someone and you got divorced and then he went to marry somebody else, should you be made to give up your name? So I really want to have a discussion. We'll pick it apart next week. Yeah, it's an interesting one. We'll pick it apart in the group. But tell them about your thing quickly, Bella, before we sign off.
Okay. So the Maroon Celebration Excursion, which is on the 6th of January, and that's at Compound Town, St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. So I'll be doing a trip to the celebration. And the Maroon Celebration, for those who don't know, it's actually celebrating the Maroon. So basically, the Maroon fought for their freedom against the British and signed a peace treaty in 1738. And basically, that's just celebrating their sovereignty. So a lot of that is actually just celebrating our ancestors and you know how much they've fought and won. So within that celebration, once you're there, you feel like you're actually in Africa again, because it's continuing all of those African tradition that they came over with. Right. So for the trip, it's actually I'll be collecting people from Montego Bay and take up to Maroon Town for the day. And what's included as well, you have tour of the town, the activities, lunch, drinks, all that is actually included in the price. And it's going to be a fantastic day. Maroon Celebration is actually, tens of thousands of people there. It's sometimes you have African presidents that actually come and represent as well. It's a big thing. And it's a great way to experience and understand the maroon culture.
Right. Jamaica can't draw me out again for a second time in a 1 year.
No, Jamaica, Jamaica need to draw yours again for the second time.
My mind doesn't. I'm going to see what Charlene says. Because that's what I said to you today. We have to talk to Charlene and see what she said. But it's Charlene's decision because it's her birthday postponed trip.
Understandable. I hear that.
It just depends on what she decides. And I know my mum's just got high chest. She wants to be in hotel all the time. High chest. But we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, where can they find you, Bella?
Okay, so
where can they find the information?
Okay, so the information. So you can telephone number 0742429261. There's also
don't call her for anything else other than CMOS.
Yes,
and the thing. You can see some of these men just typing in the number. Just see, do you know what I mean? She's not offering herself. She's offering a trip to the and if you want to have some CMOS, that's it.
Hit me up. You can actually, any questions at all you've got, just send me. You can actually call or WhatsApp, email address caribellatours@gmail.com.
Perfect. All right. No Bravado massive. Love you to the max, man. Like every time I open my inbox, there's something juicy in there. You lot show up with comments. The group, I do love our group. I love the women if women do something stupid, a lot of the women in our group don't have the double standards. I love the conversation. I love that you guys, I like Richie G because he goes against the grain. If he doesn't agree with what everybody's saying, he's going to say, I don't agree with what everyone's saying, and here's why. I just love it for that. So thank you so much for your support and for riding with us for a good few years now. We've been doing No Bravado. It goes up, it goes down. It's been through a lot of transition and change, but we're still here. So are you.
Still here.
In fact, the group is growing, and I love that. So thank you. And we'll see you next week at 8. We'll find something else to talk about, I'm sure.
Okay, ladies.
All right, ladies. Wow. Yo, that's what I said. Bella's got sweet mouth, boy, because she's got me really thinking about it. Same place in the same. Sweet mouth,
Jamaicans. You know
we're gonna have a wicked time because we had a wicked time when we was out there.
Jamaica's gonna be hot. Like, trust me, there's no better time in Jamaica than like Christmas, New Year, like that time of year. The end of the year, beginning of the year is the best time in Jamaica anyway.
Let's see.
Fun.
It's drawing us out. It's going to draw us out. But yeah, let's see. But love you, ladies. Much love. Love to you guys.
Love you too.
Save the date, 25th of September. Compressor House. Like, share, see you there.
That's going to be a really great one.
It is. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I'll tell you off screen to ask what's his face to come.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I told you on the screen, even though I said I'm saying it. All right.
That's fine.
See you later.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye.